Alright. Alright, now, social media is the topic. Social media is the topic, goddamn.
Such a dangerous word.
Yo, I got a lot to say, yo. So, and I'm gonna start it here. As far as the origins of social media, I did my research. You know me. So, 1997. There's a website called 6degrees.com that's being given credit for being the first modern social media website. You ever heard of 6degrees.com?
Never heard of it. When
Yeah.
you first said it, I thought it was some kind of...
Yeah, I asked a few people about it, and ain't nobody ever really heard of it. 97 don't feel like it was that long ago, but I looked it up.
Nah,
and
yeah, dude. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was born in the 90s, so, you know what I'm saying? It don't feel like it was that long ago, but damn, it's 2022.
That was
Yo,
almost 30 years ago.
man, the origins, I did check it out just to see what I was going to be talking about. They give themselves credit with being exclusive today in 2022. They giving
Still
themselves...
around?
Yeah. It was an actual site. When I put the address in, it was an actual site that gives itself credit for being exclusive in a sense to where you have to be invited by somebody else that's already a member of the platform in order to get in.
That's how Clubhouse is now. Like, you can download the app and create a profile or whatever, but in order to join the different conversations,
Yeah.
the chat room, somebody has to invite you.
Obviously a business model that started right there. Maybe
Yeah.
not even started there, but as far as social media goes, that was the first one. Then
Okay.
immediately after that, people started getting in. They started developing dating websites. It was all about dating and hooking up. And
Genius for real.
huh?
Genius for real.
Yeah, pretty much.
For real,
It wasn't necessarily about the social media aspect. It wasn't about staying connected. It was about being able to meet singles. And there's one website that actually stood out. It was called amihotOrNot.com. And this is one. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, amihotOrNot.com. Yeah, apparently they was the shit. Like
You gotta
this
think
one
this is
right
early
here.
on in marketing though, so.
Yeah, like you can't do that now. You gotta have two
you gotta
syllables.
Be short and sweet. Yeah. That shit right there, you not getting nothing with that.
Yeah, man. Niggas don't even want to say Instagram now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
IG, bro.
IG, bro.
It's
Yeah,
IG, bro.
Just IG.
But so I didn't check out this website because, whatever, right? But what I do know about it, I did research what was written about it, and it was about showing singles, being able to connect them, and I think where they failed was not being able to have the same geographics that we have today to be able to target people in specific areas. So
gotcha.
yeah, but
So
we
you can
talking
talk to
about
somebody across the world and don't know it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Can't necessarily hook up with them, but
Yeah.
you could get connected right there. Around the time of Am I Hot or Not? Around the time that was out, there was another website out that
Heard of that
one?
one? Heard of that. I've
Friendster,
never used it, but I've definitely heard of that.
Friendster was around like early 2000s, like 2001, 2002,
Okay.
2003, around the same time like as there was other media platforms like Black Planet, Tag. Do you remember those? From way back?
Yes.
Friendster was like a model as to what MySpace ended up becoming. The
Gotcha.
problem with Friendster was that people that had one weren't able to fully customize in the same sense, in the same way that they were able to
MySpace.
do like on MySpace. So when MySpace came around in 2003, Friendster pretty much, that's when the stock in Friendster started dropping.
MySpace really changed the game, bro.
MySpace changed the game. Well,
MySpace made us all like computer coders and shit.
yeah, Hotmail and shit.
People that's in Silicon Valley getting paid millions and billions of dollars right now
For what we was
that
doing
shit
as kids.
in 6th grade.
That shit was crazy.
That's
I'm
crazy.
talking, you used to have to, we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that. Cause the nostalgia, bro.
Yeah.
MySpace was sold in 2005, and 2005 kind of marks where the stock in MySpace started dropping. But but MySpace reached an all-time high in 2005, like millions on millions of subscribers when they sold it. I wish I had written down the amount, but I didn't. An argument can be made that it might have something to do with the people that was in charge after that point, right?
That's because that's what I was about to ask. Who? Because like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, they kind of like, well, maybe not Twitter, but Instagram and Facebook for sure intertwined.
Yeah.
Was it those same people who bought out MySpace?
I'm not necessarily sure, and I don't think it was, but also Instagram and Facebook didn't start off intertwined.
They didn't.
They bought Instagram.
But if I'm thinking business-wise with the way how Instagram worked or how Facebook worked, let's go with Facebook because it was before.
Right.
I would buy MySpace and build off their business model. So
Right.
I know that if MySpace is this huge entity, there's nothing that I can do to change the brand of MySpace. But what I can do is take that business model and create a whole nother brand off of that, i.e. Facebook.
Well, I'm
like
glad.
that.
I'm actually glad you brought up Facebook because that's where we at now. Facebook came around in 2003 around the same time MySpace did too. So, and this will probably answer your question as to why they wouldn't have just bought MySpace, right? Well, Mark Zuckerberg created a website created a network called Face Smash in 2003, meant to keep Harvard students connected. Okay. So that they could update each other on things they're doing. They could find singles, study groups and shit like that. Harvard shit.
Genius for real.
Yeah, when you think about it,
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg created that in 2003 around the launch of MySpace as well. So in 2005, he would have only been in the game for like 2 years. Now, in 2004, 1 year afterwards, he registers his 1 millionth user on Facebook.
That's
on Face Smash, which eventually he dropped Smash and created and called it Facebook.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Create something like that. First of all, the level that you're thinking on to even create this for just the Harvard campus.
Right.
A few thousand students going here?
Like
Maybe you keeping the teachers
futuristic,
connected, everything like
Futuristic.
that. So let's say several thousands of people just for this, not thinking that it's going to explode for real.
Yeah.
And turn into from several thousand to we just hit our first million. Let's go global. Let's take it public. Now
I
we
can
got
imagine-
1 billion people on this website.
I can imagine it took them by storm. This whole thing is actually documented in the movie The Social Network. You remember that? Did you ever see
Network
it?
in the movie? Social Network? The
It's-
movie?
Yeah,
It's called
the social
Network.
Yeah, it's called The Social
I
Network.
I seen it.
Yeah, where it
It's basically the
shows
story of MySpace.
exactly.
Yeah, I saw it.
No, not MySpace, Facebook.
Facebook. Story
Mark
of Facebook. That's what I
Zuckerberg
meant to
creates
say.
this site for Harvard students. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Apparently, he had no idea it was gonna become as big as it is
How
today.
can you, bro?
Like, yo,
Facebook
dude,
literally connects the world. It has become a news source, just like Twitter and Instagram and shit. But
I'm
it has
talking-
become a news source,
back in the day, you used to have to call somebody to see what they had going on.
bro.
I know people, kids, right now because I've
Basically
seen
from Facebook. Yeah, like watch
on
everybody kids grow
Facebook. You know
up.
what I'm saying?
It's basically from Facebook.
yo,
yeah.
love them kids.
You could never have.
I seen
you
them
could
from
never
day
have
one.
imagined this.
At all.
the scale
Staying
of what it is
connected
now.
with students or with classmates and everything. Old teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo,
Everything.
crazy. So around this time in 2005, we get the first YouTube video. Now YouTube was a different game than Facebook and MySpace. It wasn't about the status
That's
updates,
crazy.
or it wasn't about being able to customize a page. It was about being able to show off video.
Instant.
It was originally about giving visuals to things that otherwise wouldn't have one. I got the name.
That is crazy because I looked up a few weeks ago, just randomly. I guess it was a conversation. I looked up what the very first YouTube video was.
Did you catch the name of it?
I don't remember. I
The
just
very
had to
first
Google it.
YouTube video in 2005. It's called Me at the Zoo.
That's what it was. That is crazy.
This video right now got over like 56 million views. Yo, I looked
The
at the
very
video.
first video.
It ain't nothing special about this video. It's
It's
some
just the
kid
first
just sitting there
video.
talking about fucking elephants.
It's just the first video.
But
that's crazy.
He's fucking immortal now because
'Cause he was the
dropped
very
the
first
first
one.
YouTube video.
That's crazy.
Yeah, telling us about animals.
That's
fucking
crazy.
elephants. To MySpace, you were sitting there, you remember creating the profile, making it your own, unique, and then choosing a song and shit.
But not only that, you guys think that when MySpace was when MySpace was around, when Facebook first dropped, it wasn't centered around video.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically picture.
But that's
Instagram
because
will
of
do it.
our phones at the time. Like
Right.
an 8
Instagram is what changed
megapixel
the game to
camera.
video.
An 8 megapixel camera was considered like high end around that time.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
You
yeah.
wasn't
So
taking
I
videos.
couldn't
You was
imagine
taking
Facebook
pictures.
competing with
YouTube.
because of that.
2006
I
is
remember
the
that
first tweet.
What is
Twitter,
that
it was
about?
spelled TWTTR. That's originally what it was. Yeah, what it came out as, and they didn't expect it to be Twitter, but I guess this shit here just didn't hook. You know what I'm saying? So I saw Twitter was intended to be like a text message based updater, like. It was focused on status updates instead of just the customization, the fully customization of a page.
Right.
It was focused more so on status updates. Like based off of what I read, it seems like it was intended to be like what the modern day group chat is today. Simply keeping people in your circle updated with things that.
What did we have group messages back then?
No.
On them raggedy ass phones?
I don't think we did. No. Nah, I mean
that would make sense then. That would make sense. 'Cause
that's
we
what
couldn't
they
do it
were
already.
trying to do when they created Twitter. It was supposed to be a text message based updater, but the company started racking up a whole bunch of SMS charges, like for
Oh
being
yeah, that wasn't free either.
all of that shit was going. It was being billed to the company, and I'm sure they had to do something different that didn't rely on SMS messaging, but instead a connection to the web.
Right.
So
That's where the game was headed anyway.
exactly. And so that's where you start getting your Twitter, your modern day Twitter that allows you to do updates and, be able to post them in real time without going through text messages.
Just to think of the evolution of this shit and how genius it was for like how far ahead of the game you gotta actually be
Hey, bro.
to create something like this.
After-
Not like the next big artist or the next big. This is some shit that's gone. This is a staple.
There's no set precedent for this.
There's no set precedent for this.
When you think about it, after what I just said, if these guys was working together, the guy who started Twitter and Mark Zuckerberg's website, FaceMash, was doing real live updates at the time for Harvard students, and he wasn't using text SMS messages. At the time, he was using he was using the web in order to do it. It looked like Twitter didn't necessarily have that exact business model when they did it because it looked like it had already been done.
Right.
But they tried something else. 2007 is where you start getting the bulk of the content creator surge. As of right now, there's hundreds and thousands and millions of content creators. 2007.
Everybody a content creator for real.
Exactly. We content creators. In 2007, YouTube introduced a partnership with their subscribers that allowed people who made content that others were following, that would allow them to monetize their content and be able to split their profits with
That's been
YouTube.
going on for that long?
2007.
I'm just starting to hear about monetization maybe in
20
2017.
That's what I'm saying. But in 2007, we still in high school.
For sure.
We still at the schoolhouse. We probably wasn't even thinking of monetization. At the time, we thinking about being viral. A lot of followers and shit, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if we was thinking about that shit in high school.
Well, that's cool because we about to get into that.